Hi, this is Beverly at scrapandthread.blogspot.com. Today I wanted to share with you some things that I discovered about using the AccuQuilt dies with the Vagabond. I had done some research before I bought any of the dies. Online I saw that several people had purchased the AccuQuilt dies and were using them just fine with their Vagabonds. They wrote on their blogs, and I called AccuQuilt and they said no, you couldn't use them with the Vagabond, but I called Sizzix, the Vagabond company, and they said I could as long as I used the AccuQuilt die cutting mat that goes on top. And so I bought that as well, and I measured beforehand to make sure that I was getting the right size, because I know that some people said that if your dies were too large that they wouldn't fit, which obviously makes sense. So this is a little over 6 inches from in the tray where the dies go. So I made sure that I got a 6x6 cutting mat for the die that I wanted to purchase, and the first one that I bought was this reindeer. And it says use with the 6x6 cutting mat, so I thought all's good and well. I looked online on AccuQuilt's website, and it said it was a 6-inch die. So I thought, okay, great, we're all set. Except there was a problem. Their 6-inch dies are not 6 inches. They're a little bit bigger. The 6-inch cutting mat is in fact 6 inches, but the die was too big. So I'll tell you about our solution in a moment, and it won't be a good solution for everybody, but it worked for me, and I really wanted this reindeer. So that's why I went ahead and stuck with it. But what I found was the sandwich that I needed to make to go in the Vagabond was one of the Vagabond's cutting mats, and then the die, and then my fabric, and then the Go cutting mat on top of that, and then it would run through. And because I'm doing fabric, I did put Steam-A-Seam 2 on the back of my fabric. I just ironed it on, and then I made a couple of different reindeer. First I only did one layer because I wanted to make sure it was going to work, and then I did 2 where I had the fabric folded together because I did want to have my reindeer going in opposite directions. Obviously if you want them all going the same way, folding your fabric isn't going to work for you, but this was okay for me. And then when I finished making my various dies with fabric, I decided to cut out some paper, and you can use the negative image to make cards or you know, Christmas decorations or whatever you would like to do. So this is how this turns out with that, and I'll show you when it comes out of the die, the machine. You just pull it off like you normally would with any of the other dies, and you can still see the blade. Now, so the problem with the die itself was that it was about 6 1/4 inches wide, and it's a square. So what I had to do, or actually what my husband had to do, was he cut off one end. And I know that that is probably not the greatest solution for everybody, but as I said, this worked for us. I believe probably the 5-inch dies will fit just fine, but just to be aware, the 6-inch dies are a little bit too big to go in the Vagabond. Otherwise, it worked great. So I hope that that is helpful to somebody. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment or visit my blog at scrapandthread.blogspot.com. Thanks so much. Have a great day.